I was so happy today that one of our constituents from district was able to make it down to talk about rent stabilization efforts that are happening here in Washington State, and I'm a proud co-sponsor of the House version of the bill. Sarah is a beloved constituent. She recently moved to our area, and I met her over the interim when we were talking about affordable housing, and she invited me to a community event at the mobile home park where Sarah lives. And I learned that the owner of the mobile home park had been increasing their rents so much, and a lot of families there, a lot of people, a lot of seniors, mostly it's a lot of seniors that live in this mobile home park, and they are really struggling to make their rent because it's going up so much so quickly. And so I found out that Sarah was a representative in Utah, and she says, you know, I should come down there and help you, and I can work on both sides of the aisle. And coming from Utah, I thought that was very valuable. So I found out about the forum being held today over in the Senate and sent her the information, and she was able to make it down. And I always love it when I get to see constituents from home. It makes me, remember why I'm here. And so I was happy that she made it down. And Sarah, why don't you share with our my constituents, our community, why rent stabilization is so important to you?
Well, I think it is one of those things that should be important to everybody. Our communities are more economically stable. We have fewer homeless. We have people who are settled and mentally and physically well when their homes are not in jeopardy. And with rents kind of going a little bit crazy in the last many months, there are lots and lots of people, not just seniors, but lots of people who are really afraid that they will not have a house in the next 30 days. And they're quite concerned about being homeless. That will hurt our communities a lot. I loved the forum that I came to because there were two landlords there, small landlords who own 2 or 3 small properties. And they talked about the fact they would much rather have a tenant stay with them for the long term than jacking up the rents so that they lose them. And I love hearing that because I think good landlords are a key in this whole puzzle in terms of not only getting this bill passed in the House and the Senate, but in helping call to account some of the big landowners who are, I think, abusing the rent increases.
Well, from what I understand right now, the bill would cap the amount a landlord can increase the rent by less than 7% and has to also give a 6-month notice. And so our hope is that this bill will pass and that people will be able to stay in their homes, and that landlords can still, increase the rents in between tenants. But I think it's only fair to give tenants some notice before it's going to go up so much. And especially when we're thinking about our seniors and they're relying a lot on Social Security, and I think their increase is, usually less than 3% a year. And so even under this bill, going up 7% every year over time, that's going to be less and less that seniors can afford food and medications and things like that. So I'm so grateful for your advocacy and your work, and also the organizing you're doing back in the community, making sure that other people know that they can also have their voices heard here in Olympia. It's really important to keep us all moving forward. So thank you so much for coming down today.
Thank you.
Yes.